As a self-proclaimed Notion fanboy, I'm happy to say that this video is sponsored by Notion. More on that later, but for now, just listen in. Imagine you were in the mood for waffle fries, but then you realize it's Sunday, so old Chick-fil-A is closed. What if I told you you could still have a perfect batch of fries in less than 20 minutes? So yes, you do need to spend 30 or 40 minutes of upfront prep time getting to this stage, but then you have a continual supply of waffle fries that can be deep fried or baked at a moment's notice. This is what they call return on investment in the business world. And it's actually pretty cool because the frozen ones turn out better texture-wise for a cooking reason. Let's break it down. The general process looks like this. 1. Cut waffle fry potatoes. 2. Boil in water with salt and vinegar. 3. Flash fry for 60 seconds at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. 4. Freeze for up to 3 months. 5. Deep fry or convection bake them. And 6. Serve with some sexy sauces. Now you may be asking, can I skip some of those first steps? And to that I would say no. Each of these techniques are critical in achieving a slightly golden and crisp waffle fry. Kenji Lopez Alt has tested these variables in the food lab for thin French fries, and I subsequently retested them for waffle fries, and there's no question that the boil, flash fry, and freeze, and then fry again yields the best result, just like a restaurant or fast food version. For example, this waffle fry that was just frozen and fried may look browned and you'd think it would be crispy, but it's actually just burnt sugars and soggy oil. This is no bueno in my book, so let's walk through the step-by-step recipe. To start, set a pot of water on to boil. When that's heating up, pull out 4 russet potatoes, and optionally, you can peel them. I feel like I'm split on whether I like them peeled or unpeeled, so I peeled 2 of them this time around. Also, I'm using russets here as they are generally the lowest sugar potato you can find at the grocery store and are a bit drier, so they have a lighter, fluffy interior, which is perfect for French fries. With the potatoes peeled, it's time to cut them, which is pretty interesting. So using a ridge cutter, you're going to first slice straight down, and then before you slice again, you have to rotate the potatoes 90 degrees and slice. And this rotation is what creates the holes in the waffle fries. Another thing that is super important is the depth of the ridges on your cutter. This is the only one that I could find on Amazon that was able to cut thick waffle fries. For example, this mandolin that I have has a ridge cutter, but the depth of the ridges aren't high enough, so you end up making waffle chips instead of waffle fries. Because if you try to increase the thickness, you end up with just ridge cuts on both sides with no holes. Anyway, continue slicing the waffle fries until they are all done. You may as well make a bunch of them if you're going to prep for like 30 minutes anyway. The holes are a critical piece in the waffle fries because it creates more of that crispy surface area since the oil can flow through while it's frying. With the potatoes cut, back at the stove, before tossing them in, add 2 large pinches of salt and a splash of vinegar, about a tablespoon or 15 grams, and then boil the potatoes for 8 minutes. This boiling process does multiple things for our French fries. First, the salt seasons the potatoes, just like pasta. Second, the boiling washes away excess sugars on the outside, which can burn if they are not washed away. Third, it starts to burst starch granules, which will help the exterior crisp. And fourth, the vinegar makes sure the pectin does not break down as much, since the potatoes can kind of get soft and fall apart if you aren't careful. Once the timer is up, strain the potatoes into the sink and then dump them onto a wire rack over a baking sheet. Now while those cool, fill up a wok with peanut oil enough for frying, probably about 2 inches or so, and then set it on medium-high heat to bring to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the temperature of the oil has reached 375, working in batches, just slowly drop the potatoes into the oil and fry for just 60 seconds. Echo, set a timer for 60 seconds. So this flash frying process also bursts starch granules on the exterior, but does not cook them long enough to get crisp. That's going to be the purpose of the second fry. And just take a look at these two waffle fries after the first fry versus one that was just boiled. You can clearly see the texture that has started on the one that was fried, and this will help create those micro blisters during the second fry, which makes them nice and crispy. Anyway, just continue frying the waffle fries in small batches until all of them are done. And I better not hear of anyone just wasting their peanut oil after one use. Strain it back into a container and save it for next time. Now it's time to freeze them. So toss these sheet pans in the freezer for about an hour to firm up before changing to plastic bags or a container. Now freezing does two things. One, the water in the potato turns to ice crystals, so it evaporates faster in the second fry, meaning it will crisp sooner. Second, it makes these damn convenient. Now you can just pull the fries out of the freezer at a moment's notice, which is exactly what I was talking about in the intro. And speaking of, let's talk about how to cook these. I've got two options for you: deep fry or bake them. For deep frying, first fill the wok up with the peanut oil over medium heat and bring it to around 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And then while that's heating up, you can grab your frozen waffle fries out of the freezer and just toss them on the plate for however many you want to. Once the oil is hot, just drop the batch of fries into the oil and fry for about 4 minutes until they are golden brown and crispy. Now obviously, this is more hands-on and messier than baking them, but the timing ends up being about the same, if not a little quicker, and in my opinion, you get a much crisper exterior with a fluffy interior. The oil is denser, which transfers the heat more efficiently than the air in the oven. And if the restaurant taste and texture is what you were after, this is 100% the method you should choose. I asked my roommate what he thought too, and he much preferred the deep fried ones. That being said, I don't always feel like messing with deep frying, as I'm sure you do too, so just bake or air fry them. Preheat the oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit, though you'll probably want to do 425 if you have a convection oven or an air fryer. Then place the frozen fries on a wire rack or an aluminum pizza screen, which will help promote airflow. You can also spritz these with a little bit of baking spray if you want to, but adding nothing works as well. Once the oven is hot, just pop them in and then keep an eye on them as they crisp up. For my oven, it took about 12 to 15 minutes total, and I like to flip them once about halfway through. Once the fries are out of the oven, toss it in a bowl with some salt, and there you have baked waffle fries. End up being pretty solid. Now, whether or not you think waffle fries are a better shape than the thin ones, there is no question that they are superior when it comes to getting sauce and it fits into those little holes and lines. So I made a basic fry sauce with 30 grams of mayo, 30 grams of ketchup, 15 grams of brown mustard, 5 grams of Worcestershire sauce, 5 grams of vinegar, about 10 grams of honey, and some black pepper. Then dip those fries in the sauce, and we are eating now, my friends. Just listen in to those golden, crispy waffle fries. So go spend the prep time today or sometime this week and reap those benefits for weeks and months to come. You guys have got to try these. And lastly, a big thank you to Notion for sponsoring today's video. Truly just one of the things I use literally every single day for hours on hours. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. As a user for the past year, I'll put it this way. Notion is a powerful productivity and project management app that makes it easy to become the best version of yourself or your team. Every day I spend hours in here keeping track of my life and making the video projects that you see here come to life and running smoothly. It's definitely part of the reason why I've been able to have success on YouTube. My homepage has work items, my daily habits and to-dos, my current video projects calendar that I can share with my team, and a video archive with everything that I've done in the past year. Another one of the best features is how easy it is to share things that you are working on with others. Outside of just work stuff, I have a master grocery list that keeps track of what I have on hand and what I need to get. I can share this with my friends or roommate if they happen to be out of the store to pick things up, or just whip Notion out on my phone while I'm at the store for myself. And I've also made this a shareable template if any of you want to give it a try. So get started with Notion today by visiting the link in my description. I seriously cannot say enough good things about it, but that's going to wrap it up for me. Peace, y'all.